Euro 1988, etched in the memories of football enthusiasts, holds various intriguing narratives. The illustrious French squad of 1984, led by the football virtuoso Michel Platini, astonishingly became only the third team in European Championship history to skip defending their title, failing to qualify for the 1988 edition in West Germany. The Netherlands, absent from the last three major tournaments, made a long-awaited comeback with a team reminiscent of Johan Cruyff's dream team of the 1970s. This time, the onus was on Marco van Basten, the reigning best footballer in Europe, to break the Orange's title drought in their fourth attempt. Anticipation was high for a competitive return of the Dutch, reigniting the deep-seated rivalry with West Germany, who were considered clear favorites for the Euros. The 1988 tournament signaled the end of an era for several football powerhouses entrenched in the sport's historical landscape. As Europe stood on the brink of significant political changes in the late 1980s, leading to a redivision of geographical regions, Euro 1988 marked the final international participation of the national teams of West Germany, the Soviet Union, and Yugoslavia. The reunification of Germany and the subsequent dissolution of the Soviet Union and Yugoslavia in the early 1990s erased these footballing entities from the international stage. Following adjustments made for the 1984 tournament in France, the eighth edition of the competition maintained its successful format. The 8 qualifying teams were split into 2 groups of 4, with the top 2 from each group progressing to the semi-finals. West Germany, Denmark, and Spain were the only teams to secure consecutive qualifications, as the remaining 5 were absent from the previous France 84 edition. Rinus Michels, the mastermind behind the near World Cup triumph for the Orange in 1974, returned to lead the Dutch in Euro 1988. The architect of the renowned total football, Michels found himself with a talented squad reminiscent of the 1974 World Cup team in West Germany. The Dutch roster boasted household names like Ronald Koeman and the Milan trio of Ruud Gullit, Frank Rijkaard, and Marco van Basten. Additionally, players such as Hans van Breukelen and Barry van Erl, fresh from winning the European Cup with PSV Eindhoven, and the Ajax trio of Jan Wouters, John van 't Schip, and Arnold Muren played crucial roles in the Dutch campaign. Euro 1988 kicked off for the Orange against the Soviet Union, marking the Soviets' first tournament appearance since 1972. Despite West Germany being favorites, the Dutch, caught in pre-tournament hype, struggled against the Soviets. The 1960 European champions secured a tight 1-0 win, dampening Dutch spirits with Vasselrat's early second-half goal. With the opening day setback, Michels' squad faced a must-win scenario against England in their second group game. England, reeling from a surprising loss to Ireland, set the stage for a crucial showdown. Following a lackluster performance against the Soviets, the Dutch relied on their star Van Basten, who delivered with his first international hat-trick, sending England packing. The Dutch quickly grasped that their thrilling triumph over England would be meaningless unless they overcame the Irish challenge in the final group game. The Euro debutantes had impressed with a 1-1 draw against the Soviets, holding a 1-point lead over the Dutch before their face-off in Gelsenkirchen. The Irish came within 8 minutes of causing a major upset in Euro Championship history, but PSV Eindhoven's Wim Kieft secured the Netherlands' second-ever semi-final appearance with his lone goal of the tournament. In contrast, the battles in Group 1 were less sensational, as both the 1980 European champions West Germany and the 1982 World Cup winners Italy comfortably advanced to the semi-finals. The initial clash between these football powerhouses concluded in a 1-1 draw, leaving Spain in a favorable position after their 3-2 win over Denmark. However, the Spaniards struggled in another major tournament, losing the next 2 crucial matches against West Germany and Italy, who claimed the top 2 spots in the group. 14 years after the heartbreak of the 1974 World Cup final, the Dutch had a shot at redemption against West Germany in the Euro 1988 semi-finals. Franz Beckenbauer's team, considered tournament favorites, boasted the formidable front duo of Rudi Völler and Jürgen Klinsmann. However, it was Europe's golden boy Van Basten who stole the spotlight in Hamburg on June 21st, stunning the 50,000+ crowd with a goal 2 minutes from time, propelling the Dutch into their first ever European Championship final. The first half witnessed on-field altercations, with tension preventing both teams from showcasing their true abilities. The breakthrough came 10 minutes into the second half when Frank Rijkaard fouled Jürgen Klinsmann in the box, leading to the first and only penalty of the tournament. Lothar Matthaus confidently converted, putting West Germany in the lead. 20 minutes later, the Netherlands found themselves in another penalty situation, this time in their favor. Jürgen Kohler and Van Basten clashed inside the penalty area, prompting the referee to point to the spot for the second time. Set-piece specialist Koeman stepped up, leveling the score at 1-1. As the game seemed destined for extra time, Van Basten had other plans. Jan Wouters, the Dutch midfield commander, passed the ball to the Milan superstar inside West Germany's half. Van Basten's well-placed shot into the bottom right corner eluded Eike Immel, stunning the home crowd and securing the Dutch's long-awaited revenge. Having overcome West Germany in the semifinals, the Netherlands faced the Soviet Union, who had convincingly defeated Italy 2-0 in their semi for the second time in Euro 1988. 14 years after their heartbreaking loss to West Germany in Munich's Olympiastadion, the Dutch sought redemption in the final at the same venue. In the 33rd minute, the Netherlands took the lead with a splendid header from captain Ruud Gullit. 9 minutes into the second half, football witnessed one of its iconic moments. Arnold Muren's seemingly overhit ball found Van Basten, who, with a stunning volley from an almost impossible angle, beat Rinat Desailly, arguably the world's best goalkeeper at the time. Van Basten's goal, both in significance and execution, is hailed as one of the finest ever scored. After doubling their lead, the Dutch faced a moment of tension as Hans van Breukelen committed a careless foul in the penalty box, resulting in a Soviet penalty. However, the PSV Eindhoven keeper redeemed himself by saving Igor Belanov's spot kick. Following this, the Soviets capitulated, and the Dutch secured their first and only major international trophy to date. Van Basten emerged as the top scorer of Euro 1988 with 5 goals. The Flying Dutchman's stellar performances also earned him the Ballon d'Or that year, recognizing his contributions to both Milan and the national team.